കട്ടപ്പ്. സെറക്സിന്റെ കൂടെ ഇറങ്ങ. ഒളിച്ചിരിക്കാന്ന് പുരുഷനെ അനുഗ്രഹിക്കണമെന്ന്.
കിട്ടിയില്ല. ആരോ രസിച്ചെന്നാ? നിന്നെ രസിച്ചാ?
ഞാൻ വന്നു.
മോളെ തന്നെ ഉണ്ടായിരുന്നു.
സ്ലൈഡ് ചെയ്യാനൊന്നും പറ്റുന്നില്ല. എങ്കിൽ പൊളിച്ചാ. അതിന്റെ മോളിൽ
ഏതൊരു മോളിലുണ്ട്.
ഒരു ബോംബർ ചെയ്യാം അങ്ങോട്ട്. മറ്റേ ബോംബർ ഇല്ല ഇല്ല. ആ ചത്തി. നല്ല സ്പോട്ട് കേട്ടാ. ഇങ്ങോട്ടാ മോളില് കൊള്ളാം. നൈസ്. എടുത്തോ. ഓ പൊളി. സീന് കൊള്ളാം. ഇവിടെ കൊള്ളാം കേട്ടോ. നല്ല സ്ഥലം. ഒരു ഷീൽഡും കൂടെ വെച്ചാ സെറ്റ്. ഞാൻ UAV അടിച്ച സ്നൈപ്പർ താഴെ അവന്റെ ടോർച്ച് ലൈറ്റ്. ബാക്കിലുള്ള കേറി വരണം. ചാടി പോണ്ടേ. കുഴപ്പമില്ല, അവിടെ തന്നെ ഇറങ്ങണം. കൊള്ളാം. സ്നൈപ്പർ എടുത്തോണ്ട് വരാം.
Talk to me.
About what? You saw the race, right? What is there to say?
Thought you could do with blowing off a little steam.
What is even the point in wasting any more energy? If it's not the car, it's the team. If it's not the team, it's the car. No one seems to care how much effort I'm putting into all of this.
Which is why you need to double down. Listen, I promised I wouldn't say anything, but the top 3 are talking, Aiden.
What?
They've already reached out to us. Looks like there might be some last-minute negotiations on the cards, but keep that to yourself, okay?
Yeah, of course.
No doubt there'll be some wrangling. You're contracted for another season, but your tenacity has been noticed.
Wow, I don't know what to say.
Don't say anything you're not supposed to know. I hate to admit it, but Connor Sport can't keep up with you, Aiden. Just do me a favor, would you?
Yeah, sure. What is it?
I need you to push as hard as you can to get as much out of you before I lose you to a better team. Can you do that for me?
Of course. No problem.
Good boy. You know I'm here whenever you need me. Speak soon.
You saw it, right? The pit stop? How am I supposed to deal with that? I know. I want a chance to prove what I can do, though. In a top-tier seat. I deserve it. I've heard there might be interest. I can't stay here. Okay. Well, what would you do?
So, what advice did you give him?
Well, I told him to try to stay calm, see out the season. and then go to the final team meeting. See if that changes his mind.
And where were you at this point?
Oh, I was busy getting Callie ready for the final race of the F2 season.
The final race of the season now well underway here in Abu Dhabi. A few different drivers in contention for the F2 Championship. But here's the favourite, Callie Mayer.
She's been so consistent this season, so fast. My money's on Mayer for the championship, no question.
If she can finish high enough, the title belongs to her.
How am I doing?
It's looking good, Callie. Come on, a podium should clinch this for us.
Then podium it is.
Great work. That's a new fastest lap of the race. dirty air of the car in front. Let's get past them. Nice work, mate. That brings you up a place. Okay, the gap behind is 2.3 seconds. Okay, mate, final lap. Keep your concentration and let's bring it home.
F2 ആയാടാ F2 ഇതായിരുന്നു ലൈക്ക് ഇവന്റെ എന്തോ സ്റ്റോറി വരുന്നുണ്ട്
Yes, Kelly, that was amazing. Congratulations, you're the champion.
F2 എന്നാണ് എന്തോ വരുന്നത്.
Callie Mayer, get used to the name. She has her whole career ahead of her, and this is just the beginning. She's done it, as many predicted she would. A star is born. Callie Mayer becomes the first woman ever to win the F2 championship.
Historic. Well, I mean, someone had to be the first. But I just hope that this shows that talent can get you as far as money.
And what about your dad? Has he called to congratulate you yet, Kelly?
Nope. Next question.
Kelly, what's it like being a woman in motorsports? We're sure everyone wants to know.
I don't know, John. What's it like being a man in journalism? Next question.
Hot-headed. Yes, for sure. But you know, that's kind of what you need in a driver. Let's not forget that Callie taking the championship was a big deal. You know, for the sport, but really for everyone.
And for you? How did you feel?
It was one of the proudest moments of my career. It was the first time I mentored anyone. Yeah. I was a little sad to be moving on.
So, had you already told Callie about your new job?
Yes, of course. And I told her, you know, how I wished that I could take her with me. But she understood.
And Aidan, had you told him?
No, he was too busy.
Busy?
Preparing to tell the team that he was leaving Connorsport.
Good evening, everybody. Thank you for coming. I know Aidan had something he wanted to say, but first I have a matter I would like to address formally. It is no secret that I have been spread a little thin this season. I mean, I own the team, I run the team, it's a lot, okay? Which is why I will be stepping away from the principal role next season. I'll still be pushing Connorsport Racing to be the brand we know it can be, whilst the new principal will be laser-focused on performance and results. And we have already found a man to step into that role. Casper.
Thank you, everyone. Now, this is a big step up for me. I'm really looking forward to see what next season brings. It's truly an honor to be on board.
I am sorry for the dramatic nature of the announcement, okay? Humor the man who pays you. We all look forward to working with Casper, yes? Good. Then let us continue. Aidan, you had something you wanted to say? The floor is yours.
No, it's nothing. I just wanted to say, thank you, everybody, for all your hard work this year. And I'm really looking forward to next season, especially with Casper at the helm.
Did Casper being around affect you going into the 23 season?
I have bigger things going on than Casper.
Do you have any regrets about 2023? Anything you'd have done differently?
No, I'm in a good place now. Besides, what's to regret about being the story of the season? Dad!
Devon.
How's business?
Same as ever, hiring and firing. How's racing?
Oh, you know, ducking and driving.
You all prepared?
course, I've double-checked the strategy changes. I'm just going over my notes now. Everything's covered, just like always. They won't see me for dust.
Spoken like a true butler. Just remember, we've got a lot on the line this season.
Yeah, I know.
Dev, I'm serious. You're carrying this team, don't forget that.
Yeah, well, you keep signing these second-rate drivers. I can't do all the work.
Just remember where we'd be. Where you'd be if this were all to go belly up.
Just trust me, Dad. You've got nothing to worry about.
Devon, I mean it. If you don't bring your A game, it's back to the bottom of the pile. Do you really want that?
No. No, I don't.
Just keep it in mind. Now go out there and show me what you can do.
Already on it. I'll get you those points, Dad.
Good boy. Speak later.
Welcome to the Bahrain International Circuit, and any moment now our drivers will take to the track and the Bahrain Grand Prix can begin. We'll be racing around 3.36 miles of the magnificent Bahrain International Circuit today. Keep an eye out for drivers locking the front left down into the tricky braking zone of turn 10. So with the race not far away from starting, here's what today's grid rundown looks like. World champion Max Verstappen starts from pole position, and it's Charles Leclerc in P2. Looking down the rest of the grid, we have Fernando Alonso, Russell, Perez, Hamilton, Sainz, Stroll, Ocon, Norris, Albon, Oscar Piastri, Butler, Jackson, Gasly, Tsunoda, Bottas, Sargent, Joe, Magnussen, De Vries, and Nico Hulkenberg rounds off the grid. And with lights out just moments away, it's time to go down to the track. 2023 Bahrain. We're about to get going, and I hope you've enjoyed the build-up just as much as we have. The teams are ready on the grid. They're ready in the garages too, but in the commentary box alongside me, are you ready, Ant?
Of course I'm ready, Crofty. New season, new challenges for all of them out there, drivers and teams. I love this part of the year, Crofty. This is where it really kicks off, and you get to showcase all that hard work you've done through the winter months. Does it pay off?
Yeah, that's the question, isn't it? What does the 2023 season have in store for us? We're about to find out.
Okay, Devon, it's a brand new season, you know that, so let's start it as we mean to go on, okay? Okay? Let's get out there, come on. top 10. Brilliant, nice move, keep going. We can now use DRS. DRS now available. Okay, we're approaching the pit window. You're going to be on softs. the fastest lap of the race. Keep this up. Well done. Box this lap, push hard on the in-lap. Pit strategy complete. See these tyres through to the end now. Good job, nice overtake. is stopped now. Good job. That was the fastest lap of the race so far. That's just 5 laps of fuel remaining. Okay, we've got 4 laps of fuel remaining. mate. This is the final lap of the race. Final lap. Okay, just 2 laps of fuel remaining now.
We did it! We did it!
Meanwhile, plenty of surprises in the midfield. So where do we start, Ant?
Well, I think we have to look at Connor Sport. For me, they've been the biggest surprise so far, and Butler, he's doing fantastically well.
Thing is, though, they've got to sustain that over the course of the whole season, and that is easier said than done. Certainly one Casper Ackermann will be hoping that this season is better than his last. Well, I'm thoroughly exhausted after the excitement of that race, but I'm sure it's nothing compared to our drivers here. They've worked hard to make it up there, and it's great to see them make their way onto the podium now.
കാർലോസിന് ഞാൻ ഇതുവരെ ഇപ്പൊ സ്റ്റാർട്ട് ചെയ്തിട്ടുള്ളൂ. ഇതുവരെ ബോഡി തൂലിയം കണ്ടിട്ടില്ല. വേറെ കേസ് ആ മനുഷ്യന് ടോപ്പ് 10 ഉണ്ടെന്ന് പോലും എനിക്ക് ഓർമ്മയില്ല. ഇൻട്രൊഡ്യൂസ് ചെയ്ത ആൾക്കാരൊക്കെ സെയിൻസ് സെറ്റാണൊക്കെ പറഞ്ഞു. ഞാൻ കാണാൻ തുടങ്ങിയ ടൈം തൊട്ടേ പയ്യന്മാര് സെയിൻസ് തൊട്ട് ലൈക്ക് മാക്സ് ആയിക്കോട്ടെ, ഇനി അതല്ല ഹാമിൽട്ടൺ ആയിക്കോട്ടെ, കുറഞ്ഞില്ല ഒരിക്കലും. ഞാൻ കാണാൻ തുടങ്ങിയതുകൊണ്ടാണ് എന്റെ ഭാഗ്യ. അയ്യ ആകെ വേണം കാണുന്നത് പപ്പായ ബോയ്സ് മാത്രം. ഫസ്റ്റും സെക്കൻഡ്, ഫസ്റ്റ് സെക്കൻഡ്, സെക്കൻഡ് ഫസ്റ്റ്, ഫസ്റ്റ് സെക്കൻഡ്, ഈ രീതിക്ക് തന്നെ ആയിരിക്കണം. പിന്നെ ഇടയ്ക്ക് ഒന്ന് ഇടയ്ക്ക് മാക്സ് തലയിട്ട് കാണിക്കും, പിന്നെ ഇടയ്ക്ക് കാർലോസ് കാണിക്കും, പിന്നെ ഇങ്ങനെയൊക്കെയുള്ളൂ. ലെഗ്ലർ ഈ ഇടയ്ക്ക്, പിന്നെ മറ്റേ അവൻ്റെ പേരെന്താ, പേര് ഓർമ്മ. ഇങ്ങനെ ചില ആൾക്കാരെ തലയിട്ട് തേടിയിൽ തലയിട്ടിട്ട് പോകുന്നല്ലാതെ വേറെ എന്തായിട്ടും കിട്ടിയിട്ടില്ല. Auto start the performance today. Yeah.
Yeah, it just comes so naturally to me. I don't really think anything of it. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying it wasn't impressive. I mean, you seem impressed. I'm sure others do too, and rightfully so. I'm just saying that it was actually pretty easy for me today.
Well, you've had your share of run-ins in the past for teammate Aiden Jackson. Crucial question is that behind you? How do you feel about him right now?
ഇതല്ല എന്തായാലും ഇതൊന്നും തോന്നുന്നില്ല. attitude. ഇവനാണ് അങ്ങോട്ട് ഒരു അല്ലേ? Attitude problem.
Listen, Aiden is the greatest F1 driver of all time. You ask him, he'll tell you. What, you think I've got an attitude problem? Aiden has got stealth ego, let me tell you. You don't know it's there, and then it emerges. He's a handful. Trust me.
Well, Connor Sport surprised everyone by appointing Casper Ackerman as team principal this season. So how do you feel about taking orders from someone that you've got such a history with?
Oh, I like having old Casper back. Yeah, it's comforting, you know. It's like putting on an old pair of shoes, a very old pair of shoes. How old is Casper now, anyway? Like 60? Still, he gets to live vicariously through me, which must be a real thrill for him. So, no, I'm pleased, very pleased.
Well, you're embarking on a new year, but what would a successful season look like for you in 2023?
I'm making it my personal mission to make a success of Connor Sport. And by the end of the season, you're all going to be saying what a wonderful team we are and how great a season we've had. And if you're doing that, then I'll consider it a job well done.
Thank you so much for your time.
Great race out there today, just in the highlights. Listen, I know we've had our run-ins and, well, last season was last season.
Connor Sport's got a real time. Casper on board, new driver like that. Let's put this car behind.
A fresh start for the team. What do you say?
Oh, Jackson. Yeah. Cheers, mate. Bin's over there. Yeah. Nice one.
How about the season just gone?
The 2023 season was completely different for Connor Sport.
How so?
The car, for one. We'd ironed out the most critical issues, and it was just starting to live up to its potential.
Can we talk about what happened with Devon?
Yeah, what is it?
Now that's how a butler takes care of business.
Yeah, right, yeah.
Carrying the team, Devon, as well as the butler name. I couldn't be happier.
Yeah, went well.
Well, I can't wait to hear what those clowns Ackerman and Connor have to say.
Yeah.
You okay, Devon?
What? Oh, yeah, I'm fine. I'm, just adrenaline, Dad. I really pushed it out there today, you know, I just need to simmer down a bit.
Of course you do. Let's talk later. I'll be in meetings, but call me whenever you like. I'm proud of your son. Let's just make sure today's result isn't just a one-off. Eh?
Yeah. All right. Ciao.
Very impressed ആയിരിക്കുവാണ്.
Here comes Butler. Good pace here down the straight. Into the corner we go. That's a little too late, and he nearly goes off the track on the exit. Ant, is that a lapse in concentration?
I think just a little bit of desperate driving there, Crofty. He's pushing way too hard. I mean, there's nobody else around him at this stage.
Okay, Devon, we're going to have to ease off from the brakes. Brakes don't feel right. Okay, we'll have a look at it, but you're going to see a drop-off in performance, I'm afraid. What? Why? We've asked you to take it easy on the last lap, but pushing has made the issue even worse, so we're just going to have to live with it for now. What are you talking about? Listen, just do what you can, please, Devon. Come on. Our gap to the car in front is 3.9 seconds.
ശരിയല്ല. വേണേ ലൈൻ ഓഫ് ആക്കിയിട്ട് കളിച്ചു നോക്ക്. അതങ്ങനെ ഓഫ് ആക്കുന്നത് എങ്ങനെ? എവിടെ ഓഫ് ആക്കുന്നേ? ലൈൻ ഓഫ് ആക്കിയാൽ എങ്ങനെ കളിക്കുന്നത് എനിക്ക് അറിയത്തില്ല. എങ്ങോട്ടാ ഓഫ് ആക്കുന്നേ? ക്യാമറ സാധനം ഇല്ലല്ലോ. ഡ്രൈവിംഗ് അസിസ്റ്റ് ആയിരിക്കും. ഹലോ ഹലോ എടാ കേക്കാവോ?
ഹലോ
കേക്കാവോ?
ഹലോ
ഹലോ ഇപ്പൊ കേക്കാവോ?
റേ ട്രേസിംഗ് ഓഫ് ആക്കി.
റേ ട്രേസിംഗ് സെറ്റിംഗ്സ് ഞാൻ ഇവിടെ ലൈവ് ഇട്ടാ. വെയിറ്റ് നീ നോക്കിയോ ഗ്രാഫിക്സ് സെറ്റിംഗ്സ് അറിയാം. സെറ്റിംഗ്സ് F1 ഇതിലേതാ ഗ്രാഫിക്സ് സെറ്റിംഗ്സ്? അതൊക്കെ മാറ്റണം.
ഒന്നില്ല ഒന്നില്ല.
നീ ഇവിടെ ഡിസ്കോഡിൽ ലൈവ് ഇട്ടേ.
അല്ല റേ ട്രേസിംഗ് ക്വാളിറ്റി ഓഫ് ചെയ്തിടും.
ട്രേസിംഗ് ക്വാളിറ്റി എവിടെ?
താഴെ താഴെ താഴെ. ഹലോ
എവിടെ?
എന്റെ താഴെ ഡീറ്റെയിൽ പ്രീസെറ്റ്. അത് മീഡിയം ഉള്ളൂ, ഓഫ് ആക്കാൻ പറ്റൂല.
ഇല്ല അതാണ് പറഞ്ഞു.
ഒന്നുകൂടെ പോവാ ക്വാളിറ്റിയിൽ.
ഇല്ലല്ലോ. ഇങ്ങനൊക്കെയാണ്
വീഡിയോ മോഡ്. വീഡിയോ മോഡ് വീഡിയോ മോഡ് മോഡില് വീഡിയോ മോഡ്. അതിലൊന്നും കാണിക്കണില്ല.
വീഡിയോ മോഡ്
ഇതിലൊന്നും സ്ട്രീമിംഗ് കാണിക്കണില്ല.
മാറിപ്പോയി. ഓക്കെ അല്ല കാണാവോ? ഹലോ അഭിരാമേ. ഒന്നും കേട്ടൂടെ? ഒരു മിനിറ്റ്. എടാ നീ വീസ ഇല്ല. ഹലോ 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 ഇപ്പൊ കേക്കാവോ? ഹലോ റിസോഴ്സുകളും കൊണ്ടുപോവുകയാണോ? 12 ഉള്ളു പിന്നെന്ത്? എടാ കേക്കാവോ? ഹലോ എടാ എൻ്റെ നെറ്റ് ഇഷ്യൂ ആണ്. വോയിസ് ചാറ്റ് പോയാ? ഡിസ്കോഡിന് സർവർ എന്തോ പോയിന്നുണ്ടോ? എനിക്ക് കണക്റ്റ് ആവുന്നില്ല. ഹലോ 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 ഇല്ല അല്ലേ? ഇവിടെ നെറ്റ് ഉണ്ടോ? നെറ്റ് ഉണ്ട്. ഓക്കെ എടാ കേക്കോ? ഹലോ, സർവർ മാറിയേ നീ? ഹലോ, എടാ എനിക്ക് കണക്റ്റ് ആവുന്നില്ല കേട്ടോ. ഡ്രാഗ് ചെയ്തോടെ കിട്ടോക്കട്ടെ. മൈക്ക് മാറിയല്ലടാ, എനിക്ക് കണക്റ്റ് ആവുന്നില്ല അത് സംഭവം. സെർവർ പോയതാണോ എന്തോ. മൈക്ക് കറക്റ്റാ. എനിക്ക് RTC കണക്റ്റിംഗ് പറഞ്ഞാ കാണിച്ചോണ്ടിരിക്കുന്നത്. അത് റെസൊല്യൂഷൻ മാറ്റിയപ്പോൾ സാധനം പോയോ? നീ ഇതില് പറഞ്ഞോ? ഹലോ ഹലോ, ആരോ വന്നല്ലോ. ഞാൻ ഡിസ്കൗണ്ട് ഒന്ന് റീസ്റ്റാർട്ട് ആക്കിയിട്ട്. റീസ്റ്റാർട്ടായി. ഇപ്പൊ കേൾക്കാം അവിടെ? സെറ്റല്ലേ? ആ ഓക്കെ ഓക്കെ ഓക്കെ. ഡിസ്കൗണ്ട് വെക്കാം. കഥ അടച്ചടേ. ലൈവ് ഇന്ത്യൻ സ്ട്രീം കാണാം. ഇതിലെന്ത് വേണം പറഞ്ഞു? എടാ ഇത്ര ദിവസം ഞാൻ ഇത് കുറച്ച് മാറ്റുള്ള ഓപ്ഷൻ ഇല്ല. കേട്ടില്ല.
ഹൈ അല്ലേ കിടക്കണ, അത് കുറവാ.
ഫുൾ സ്ക്രീന് ഹൈ ഇല്ലല്ലോ.
റേ ട്രേസിംഗ് ക്വാളിറ്റി ഹൈ അല്ലേ കിടക്കണ. ഇതിലിപ്പോ സ്ക്രീൻ ഷെയർ ചെയ്യണേലൊന്നും കാണിക്കണില്ല.
ഇതിലും കാണിക്കില്ലേ? എന്താ കാണുന്നത്? എനിക്ക് കാണാലോ, കാണിക്കല്ലേ? സ്ക്രീൻ ഓൺ കാണാമെന്ന് നോക്കി. കാണാം അവിടെ? ഹലോ, പോയാ തിരിച്ചു. ഹലോ 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 ഹലോ. തിരിച്ചു എന്തോ ഇഷ്യൂ ആയി. കേക്കോ? ഇപ്പം കാണാമോ നോക്കിയേ? കാണാമോ? ഇതിൽ ഏതൊക്കെ മാറ്റണം?
ഈസിങ് ഓണാക്ക്.
ഓണ് വേറെ ഒന്നും വേണ്ടല്ലോ, ഇതൊന്നും വേണ്ടല്ലോ.
എന്നിട്ട് അതില ഹൈ മാറ്റി
മീഡിയ ആക്കി. നെക്സ്റ്റ്
അൾട്രാ ലോ ഒക്കെ മാറ്റി വെറും ലോ ആക്കി.
വേറെ ഉണ്ടോ?
മതി മതി. और മറ്റേ മെയിൻ മെനുവില് നിൽക്കുമ്പോഴെന്തോ സെറ്റിങ്സ് മാറ്റാൻ പറ്റും.
ഏത്
മറ്റേ ലൈനിന്റെ ഒക്കെ.
ഓ ഓക്കെ 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 ഓക്കെ. ഇല്ല ഇത് സെറ്റാണ്.
Okay, gap ahead is 1.7 seconds. And the gap behind us is 2.2 seconds. Okay, that's us with 5 laps of fuel remaining, 5 laps of fuel left. The car ahead is a second a lap faster than you. Gap to the car in front is 2.2 seconds. Okay, we've got 4 laps of fuel remaining. Casper. You made it look so easy. Okay, you've just started the final lap of the race. Final lap. Okay, so the gap to the car ahead, 2.5 seconds. And that's the end of the race. We'll see you in Parc Fermé.
Look, this isn't the first time we've seen Devon Butler go rogue, but the question is, what are Connor Sport going to do about it?
Well, it's really hard, as we've seen so many times before, Crofty, in the past. So hard to control your drivers. In a way, they're their own entity, but on the top of it, they're working for the team, and that's what you want. It's a very hard situation to manage.
And working for the team, Casper Ackermann wanted to make a clean break for this year. This does feel, though, that it's something that they might have had to have dealt with last season.
It's really not what they wanted. A repeat of what happened in the past, and you cannot let it go on. Can't continue. They're just damaging the reputation of the team and their own reputation as well. They have to sort it out. I'm sure they'll be having words.
So it's all changed here in Australia, and as the teams acclimatised to their new standings, so will we. Red Bull put up an outstanding fight for the front position today, and it's great to see it paid off for them. They do so much for the sports that you can't help but be delighted by today's race win.
About what happened today, everyone would inevitably draw comparisons with Hungary last season when you said there was a comms issue. Are those two incidents related?
Yeah, look, I'm not going to stand here and say it was another technical problem, okay? Sometimes we all lose our focus a little bit, and whenever that happens, it's going to cost you. Now, I'm not saying I'm to blame. I'm just saying mistakes happen.
Devon, you finished the race with a compromised car today. What was that like for you?
I did what I could in the circumstances, but you know what? I really need a car that I can push without worrying that I'm going to break something. So if the team can't give me a car like that, what am I supposed to do?
Now, some have been saying that you do get preferential treatment because your father funds the team. What do you say to those allegations?
That always strikes me as really odd, like as if the only reason that I'm fast on the track is because my dad funds the team. You know, how is that an explanation? It's ridiculous.
So how do you expect Connor Sport to perform this season based on your performance so far?
I expect us to win the whole thing, Natalie. You know, people talk about Mercedes and Red Bull, but people are in for quite a shock this time around because Connor Sport will be top of the constructors by the end of the season. You mark my words, you heard it here first. Boom!
Appreciate it. Thank you.
Could you take a look at this, please?
You nip this in the bud, Cass. Do you hear me?
Andreo.
Butler, what was that out there today? I will not have a return to last season. We are a team. He cannot be allowed to do just what he wants.
Look, just calm down. I have it under control.
Oh, this is Devon we're talking about. There is no control. He nearly lost the car, Casper.
But he didn't. You know what it gets like out there. I'm sure there's an explanation.
Or an excuse.
And we'll find out. I'll be racing it at the debrief, okay? So I'll report back to you.
Okay, hang on. Look, I've got to go. I've got Davidoff on the other line.
Of course you have. Enjoy. Oh, it's a big deal when one of your drivers decides to do their own thing. So I called him out on it at the next team meeting.
And what was Devon's reaction?
Well, he denied the whole thing. You know, blamed it on a comms fail.
Which I thought was strange. The same thing happened the year before when I was principal, and he gave the exact same excuse.
Yeah?
You wanted to see me?
Ah, there he is. You're a difficult man to pin down. Right, I'll cut right to the chase, Devon. Tell me what's happening.
What are you talking about?
Well, it's not just disregarding team orders. Paddock talks. People are saying you've been distracted, that you're ignoring them completely. Now, my job is to make sure the team works smoothly, like clockwork, so I'm just trying to work out what's going on.
I told you, check the comms.
Yeah, the comms are fine, Devon. We checked. What's going on?
Nothing.
Just cut that out. Show me some respect now.
Okay. I heard the order. All right? You happy?
Why ignore it?
I'm feeling it, Cass. The pressure. Paddock gossip these last couple of months.
Oh, come on. You're Devon Butler. You are the Paddock gossip.
You've heard what they're saying, right? You've seen what they're writing. Driving on Daddy's money. It's making me second-guess myself.
Okay. We can work through that. Start changing the team narrative.
Absolutely.
But in the meantime, I'd like you to see someone from the medical team. Just to be sure. I've booked you in for this afternoon.
No, Cass. Look, I've got a race to prep for, okay? I need my head in the game. I'm fine.
I get that. That's fine. But I want you to see them straight after the race. Understood?
Yeah. Fine.
Devin, is everything all right? Fine. Just leave me to it, yeah? Nice move. Good job. Great work. That's a new fastest lap of the race. Okay, keep an eye on that gap ahead, please. 2.0 seconds. Watch out for the car behind. They're only 2 seconds down on you and might try and overtake if you make a mistake. Stay focused. Okay, good work. Great pass. Okay, clear. You're in the top 10 now. Keep it up.
Devon Butler now. Oh, that's not good! Oh no! Devon Butler spins! He's out!
Oh, he just misjudges it and clips the curb. What a mess!
Devon Butler, with that move, is out of the race. He won't want to see that too many times. We want to see him out of the car, though. That's good news.
Big relief there, although he does still look a bit unsteady on his feet, Crofty.
Well, thumbs up to the crowd, but I'd imagine after that, he'll be quite shaken.
Hey.
I'm done, Casper. I'm done.
It's okay. It's okay. It was his hearing. He'd been keeping it from us. I think maybe he'd been trying to keep it from himself. I mean, he was at the height of his career. Yeah, what can you say?
How did you feel?
I was devastated. But, 5 years in F1. Can't argue with that. I mean, most people never even get the chance, so. And I was still one of the best while I was out there. You ask anyone.
How did you feel when Devon left?
How did I feel?
But if we are going to hit our targets, we need another driver, a permanent one, and fast.
But we are mid-season. It's impossible.
So, given the circumstances, do you think you can grant us a bit of leeway on the contract?
I have the projections. If Connorsport doesn't reach 5th place in the Constructors this season, the returns simply aren't worth my time. That was always the deal. And it still is.
But with a little extra time, perhaps we...
Stop! The deal stands. And without Devon driving, there's now little of interest for me beyond the contract. It's just business.
There must be something we can do.
So, legacy is obviously important to you, Davidoff. As a father, I totally get that. So if Devon, your son, can't drive, how about your daughter? Why don't we give the seat to Callie?
No. California will not be signed to Connorsport.
Why not? Just think of the commercial opportunities for the team that signs her, Forget legacy. Oh, you'd be making history.
And you'll be giving a phenomenal talent her first break into F1. It's the right thing to do. Come on, you know she deserves it.
The daughter, who took her mother's name to spite me. She'll never say yes.
Why don't you leave that to me?
Contract still stands, Ackerman. 5th place, or I'm out next season.
One problem at a time, eh?
Hey, we need your input on this one.
I don't think we're in for a quiet one today. It's race day here at the Circuit de Barcelona, Catalunya. It's an updated track at Catalunya, and the popular opinion in the paddock is that we never wanted the chicane in the first place. That's now been gone, the final corner is much faster, and at 2.9 miles and 14 turns, we await the Spanish Grand Prix. Let's run you through the driver grid order for today's exciting race. Charles Leclerc lines up on pole position. Sergio Perez lines up alongside. Considering the rest of the grid, we have Verstappen, Russell, Norris, Hamilton, Gasly, Sainz, Oscar Piastri, Fernando Alonso, Tsunoda, Zhou, Sargent, Bottas, Jackson, Magnussen, Ocon, Hulkenberg, De Vries, Stroll, Albon, and Noah Bell. Which of these talented drivers will come out on top today? Welcome to the wonderful Catalunya. It's time for the Spanish Grand Prix this weekend. And whilst the season is just a few races old, it's already been one full of drama. So, Natalie Pinkham, who have you got your eye on this weekend?
Well, in Formula One, naturally, the conversation is drawn towards those at the top of the standings, both drivers and teams. But I'm really intrigued by the midfield team of Connorsport. Devon Butler's absence will definitely be felt. There's no doubt about that, both on and off the track. For me, the interesting thing will be how they move forward without him.
Indeed, almost as many battles off the track as there are on it for Connorsport at the moment. Casper Ackermann and his team certainly have their work cut out for them this weekend.
I know it's been a mad few weeks, mate, but you've always gone well here, so let's get your head down and see what we can do. Come on. Nice work, mate. That brings you up a place. Okay, clear. DRS now enabled. DRS enabled. was the fastest lap of the race. Keep this up. Well done. Okay, here's the gap that we're trailing the car ahead by, 2.0 seconds. Gap to your teammate behind is 20.2 seconds. Brilliant, nice move, keep going. We're approaching the pit window and you're going to be on mediums.
വീഡിയോ എടുത്തപ്പോൾ നേരെ ഓടിച്ച് മാറിക്കണം.
Okay, the pit window's open, so let's box this lap. Box this lap. No need to worry about the tyre condition for now, everything's looking good. Okay, gap to the car ahead is 2.5 seconds.
കാർഡിയോ കാരണം ആടെ പറയണ നൈറ്റ് അല്ലേ.
Okay, stay clear of the white line on the exit or receive a penalty for dangerous driving if you cross onto the track. Okay, you're in the top 10. Noah's in the pits. Noah is in the pits now. Our gap to the car in front is 4.7 seconds. The car behind's just boxed the mediums. Car behind on the medium tyre now. Okay, so we're leading our teammate by 39.8 seconds. Okay, that's us with 5 laps of fuel remaining, 5 laps of fuel left. Managing your tyres, manage your tyres. The car behind started to drop back. There's a gap beginning to form. Let's make the most of it.
എടാ ജസ്റ്റ് ഒന്ന് മെസ്സേജ് നോക്കിയത് ആർക്കും മെസ്സേജ് ഇട്ടാണ്. എടാ രോഹിത് ഹായടാ ഹായ് ഹായ്.
Right, we've got enough fuel for 3 more laps. Okay, this is your final lap of the race. Okay, pick up rubber and bring it home.
ഫോക്കസ് ഒരു സെക്കൻഡ് ജസ്റ്റ് ഒന്ന് ഫോൺ നോക്കി എടുത്തപ്പോൾ നേരെ ഇവിടെ കിടക്കുന്നു. C4 combat.
So it's Aiden Jackson propping up Connorsport here today. But the big news off the track is the speculation about this team, whether or not they'll see out the season with their current lineup.
Well, I think they'll have to sign a new driver. It's a gamble worth taking.
Well, a mid-season signing would get us all talking, I'm sure, but time will tell. The drivers are en route to the podium as we speak. What a fantastic win for the Red Bull team. They performed exceptionally today, keeping us firmly on the edge of our seats throughout the entirety of the race. Congratulations to everybody at the team.
ഈ സീസണിൽ മൂന്നിടത്തേക്ക് കാണാൻ പോയതുപോലെ ബാക്കി പിന്നെ കളിക്കുകയാണെങ്കിൽ കൈ കൊടുക്കും. ഓ ഇന്റർവ്യൂ.
Well, Connorsport are in a bit of an odd situation right now. So just tell me, what is it like for you today?
Yeah, not so long ago, my teammate was Devon, and we had a plan sorted out for the rest of the season. Now it's Noah, and for the last couple of races, suddenly nobody's quite sure what the situation is. I've never had to drive in this situation before, so it's all pretty strange, but you do what you can.
Most importantly, how is Devon? And how are you finding it without your teammate?
I honestly never thought I'd say this, but I do miss him. He brought a lot of energy to the team, and it feels odd not to have him around right now. For the record, I'm not saying I like him. He'd never let me hear the end of it, but he's missed at Connorsport. That's for sure.
Well, there's a lot of talk about what happens if Devon doesn't return. Would Connorsport be looking for a new driver, do you think?
That sounds like a question for Casper. I know they need to plan for every situation. That's just the nature of the sport, but you know, if those discussions are happening, I'm definitely not involved with that.
And finally, I've got to ask you about this. It's been reported that Mercedes have agreed a deal for George Russell to play a small part in the latest Throttle Zone movie. What would you make of that?
Yeah, that sounds like a great opportunity for him. The Throttle Zone movies, they're amazing, and they have such a massive fan base, so it's great to see them acknowledge F1 in the way that it should be. And I think George is the perfect pick, so can't wait to see what he does.
Well, thank you for chatting with us. Great to have your time.
Hey, boss. Got another one for you.
Menu, hit to main menu. Okay. അവിടെ ഇതിലേതാ? ഇതിലേതാടാ? സ്പാർക്ക് എവിടെ? മെയിൻ മെനുവില് ഒരുപാട് കിടപ്പുണ്ടല്ലോ, ഇത് ഞാൻ കണ്ടില്ലല്ലോ. ഹലോ പറഞ്ഞോ ഇല്ലാതാ
മെയിൻ മെനുവിടെ F1 വേൾഡ് എടുക്ക്.
Welcome to F1 World, a journey through the
Flyover.
sport that'll offer you events based around casual or competitive play, single player. As you play, you'll earn upgrades that can be equipped to your... Along the way, you'll build up your compendium. So when you're ready, jump into the play screen. So this is what we call the activity screen. It's basically your jumping off point for all the different... Okay, so feel free to explore, have a good look around, and when...
ഗ്രാൻഡ് ബ്രിക്സ്. 2023. അല്ലേ സൈഡ് പോ. ബെൽജിയം. ബെൽജിയോട് പാളി ഇത് പാടി. മതി. എന്നിട്ട് അഡ്വാൻസ് കൊടുക്കും. അത് റിമൂവ് ആക്കും. പോയി എടുക്കുക. അഡ്വാൻസ് ടീം സെലക്ട് ചെയ്യും. മതിയോ? അവർ അസിസ്റ്റൊക്കെ എടുക്കും. ഡിഫിക്കൽട്ടി backward simulation. Okay, backward. ഇതാണ് റിയൽ റേസ്.
ശരി, ലൈനുണ്ടോ? ഈ ലൈനില്ലെങ്കിൽ ഇനി പറ്റൂല.
ലൈനൊക്കെ ഉണ്ട്.
എത്ര
Eau Rouge, Radion, the bus stop chicane. Iconic turn names and an iconic circuit. History lives here at Spa-Francorchamps and the Belgium Grand Prix. So here we are once again, ready to go racing through the Ardennes forest. 4.35 miles of long straights, fast corners and massive elevation changes. It makes this not only one of the most exciting circuits on the... So, and what would any Grand Prix weekend be?
ഒരു വളം ഉണ്ട്, നോക്കി പോകണം. സൂപ്പറായിട്ട് അപ്പം പിടിക്കണം. പിടിച്ചോ. എസ്സാണ്. തെറ്റി പോകും. ഒരു വളമുണ്ട്, ഭയങ്കര വളം.
use DRS. DRS now available. Okay, final lap. Let's go. Final lap. Oh, superb driving. That is the race win, my friend. Well done.
So as they climb out of the car, the Red Bull team are ready and waiting to celebrate a thoroughly deserved win. Well, Anthony Davidson, a resounding victory today, but what set them apart from the rest?
I feel like consistency was probably the key today. There's being quick, and then there's being quick lap after lap after lap. If you can do that, you can capitalise on other people's errors without making many of your own. And that's an approach that can push you a long way up the field.
Here come today's winners. The team at Red Bull have done a phenomenal job recently. So, Anthony Davidson, who would you rank as your driver of the day?
Max Verstappen seemed to just effortlessly weave through the other drivers today without a care in the world. He was definitely my driver of choice.
Well, what an end to another fantastic weekend of racing. Thanks to everyone who joined us, and we'll see you for the next one.
Abraham പോയാടേ അബ്രാമേ അതൊരു പോയെന്നു ബാക്കി പിന്നെ വിളിക്കണം കുറെ നേരമായില്ലേ ബൈ ഗൈസ് ബൈ 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 അപ്പോൾ ബാക്കി നാളെ എനിക്ക് വല്ല വരാം പോയി ട്രൈ എടുക്കുക Bye guys, bye. See you later.